So I've been running my social media marketing agency, basically running ads, getting leads for businesses for about 10 months at this point. And 3 months ago, I hit about 20K. Last month, I did about 16, and we're halfway into September this month so far. And I've hit 10K or just under 10K so far this month. So on track to another 20. But I'm just going to kind of go through my experience. I always, if you follow along, I pretty much document my journey and then also just try to provide as much value, as much sauce as possible for you guys starting an SMMA, how to scale it up, and pretty much just so you can avoid all the same mistakes that I made, and also just for me to look back on as well, documenting my journey and seeing just how far I've come. Because it's kind of crazy. If you go and watch my first video back to just now, it's crazy how far I've grown. I shot that video back when I was in university, and then I obviously dropped out for those of you who know. But anyways, I always have my trusty notepad here with some stuff I want to go over. Really, the first thing I do want to say is now that I've been getting more traction, and it's nothing crazy by traction, I mean a couple hundred views, but I've been getting more people reaching out who run SMMAs, who want to start agencies, who want to make money online. And the biggest thing I've seen is people just overcomplicate it so much. If you're watching this, I'm sure I'm speaking to you, at least most of you, is that, and I did this as well, so I'm a victim of this as well. But you see all these people making this money online, all of these gurus doing this stuff. It always looks so easy, looks so simple, looks so pretty. But in reality, it really comes down to these three things. You can have all the systems, all the SOPs, all of this and that in the world, all of these AI chatbots, all of this. But really what it comes down to, if you want to make money with an SMMA, and it applies to a lot of businesses, but specifically SMMA, is book appointments, close deals, close appointments, and then deliver a service. It's those three things. It is that simple. So when people ask me, hey, Noah, what should I be doing? Well, I'm going to ask you, how many clients do you have? Usually it's like one or two. We're like, none. Okay. Then what do you need to do to get clients? You need to hop on sales calls. How many sales calls do you have a day? Oh, maybe like 2 or 3 a week. Okay, so you just don't even have enough volume. So just literally spend all your time reaching out, booking those calls. You can't deliver a service if you don't have clients. You can't get clients put on sales calls. You don't have sales calls if you're not reaching out to people. So that's where the majority of your time should be spent. Even now, when I have like 19 or 20 clients right now, active clients, I still spend majority of my time or a lot of my time doing outreach and continue to prospect. Now, I'm not doing that all manually anymore. I'm delegating, which is going to be my next point, or creating leverage. But it's like never stop one. You can't have one without the other. So you should have all three of those systems going at once. And that's where 99% of your, or really 100% of your time should be going into, especially in the beginning stages. Then after that, then you can start worrying about building a team, putting your time into that, and then creating systems. But that's really all it comes down to. So if you're watching this, stop just watching these videos. Stop thinking, oh, what should I do this, and this? Just go reach out to people. It's really that simple. So that's the first thing I wanted to go over. And like now, even I have a couple people reaching out. I have a couple one-on-one clients that I work with in terms of like agency owners looking to scale. It's not some like course. I hate courses. Like it's literally me just helping people out one-on-one, a few people. I launched it back in my other video, but like one guy, Yash, I jumped on one 30-minute call with him, and 3 days later, he closed a $4,000 upfront payment, which is the biggest one he's ever had. His biggest month prior to that was like 4.5K. And he just basically matched that 3 days after we had a single call. All it really comes down to is I was just telling him things that he already knew, but it's like people can't get that clarity unless like someone tells them. So for me as well, I'm always investing in mentors. I've invested over $10,000, probably over $15,000 into mentors and people to just help me speed up the journey. Because what I've realized is you don't know what you don't know, and I'm literally not trying. I could care less if you want me to like coach you one-on-one. I don't even like really advertise that. I don't have too many spots for that. I'm already working with a couple guys. But whoever you go with, like I always will recommend, whenever you have capital, whenever you get money from your business, reinvest it back into the business, reinvest it back into yourself, because that's where I've seen the biggest growth is when I go and invest in myself. So I'm continuing to do that to this day as well, because I realize I don't know what I don't know. And that's really how you can make the best progress. You can pay someone else to literally show you how to avoid the mistakes that they've made. And the cool part about it is it compounds. So that person has probably spent $30,000 in mentors. So not only are you getting access to this person, but you're getting access to their mentor's knowledge as well. because it's all come down to this person. So if they spent 50,000 on mentors and you're only paying them $4,000, you're getting over $50,000 of knowledge from that one person. So that's like a way that you can kind of cheat code or really like hack the system, is work with someone and just literally pay someone who's already done it. And there's literally give you their exact systems. That's what I do for a couple guys like Yash as one of the examples. Right. Now that was the second part I wanted to go over. Third is just people just underestimate like what it takes. Going back to what I mentioned originally, is you see all these people online, they make it look so easy. And rightfully so, right? They're selling you something. They're trying to sell you the dream. They're trying to sell you the dream outcome, living in Dubai, renting Lamborghinis and stuff like that, renting Rolexes, right? Not all of them, but most of them. And I'll say just because I've seen it all, I've heard a lot of crazy things. And they do that because obviously they want to sell you something. They want to sell you that it's easy. And that's why 99% of you watching this are never going to actually even make your first dollar online, because you're never going to go out and take action. You're just going to keep watching videos and keep being in the hamster wheel cycle, like I was in the beginning as well. And so I finally started to take action, finally decided to take action, right? Now, when you actually do take action though, people come to me and they say, hey, I'm doing all this, I'm doing this. I'm not booking any calls. Okay, how many cold calls did you make the other day? Oh, I did 20 calls. Well, it's like, that's a problem right there. You're just not doing enough. People see this and you're just in your head. Like the amount of volume that you need to do to make it and to consistently scale to these numbers is probably 10x, 20x, 50 times whatever you think it is. So if you think you need to do 20 calls a day, realistically, you probably need to do like 200 calls a day. And that's not even a crazy amount. Some people do 400 calls a day, right? It just comes down to like resetting your mental expectations. A huge part of it is the mindset. I would say it's almost more mindset. I would say it honestly is more mindset. So many people have limiting beliefs, just like I did when I started as well. I had the limiting belief that because I've never done this for someone else, I've never worked with another client, I'm not worthy to charge money up front. So I didn't until I worked with a mentor who was like, dude, just go charge $3,000 up front. And then I did it and closed my first pay in full. And then that's really all it takes. It's just a lot of mindset shift. It's mindset shifts is what it comes down to. And that's really a huge part of it. Now, the last thing I want to go over, kind of what I've learned, is just what I've been focusing on at this stage is just kind of delegating, right? So not doing these low leverage tasks where that you can go outsource for $2 an hour. So not scraping leads, not editing videos, like creating thumbnails, like doing stuff like that. You need to focus on, remember, the three pillars are booking appointments, closing deals, so sales, and then delivering a service, like service delivery. That's all it comes down to. Anything beyond that, out of your area of expertise, just delegate it, right? Because you want to be in your zone of genius. I heard someone say, right? And if you're doing these other tasks, you're taking yourself out of that zone, out of that flow state. And that's what I've noticed. So like do what you're good at and delegate anything that can be delegated. Now, I even have trouble with this sometimes, is just delegating, like giving the ropes to someone else, because of course I can do it better than whoever I hire, at least at this stage, right? But there's always going to be that little trade-off. That's why also creating those systems and SOPs is important. But I don't want you to get over your head right now and start being like, oh, I need to make SOPs when you only have 3 clients, right? This is more of a when you're doing a bit bigger numbers, right? And by no means am I doing anything crazy. I'm still looking to scale this as high as possible, right? I'm gonna keep documenting it, but that's just kind of what I've noticed. So yeah, I hope this was insightful for you guys. I guess one other thing that I'll just add that I just thought about I've been doing is like just do more stuff that you enjoy, right? It seems counterintuitive, but like I used to work 7 days a week, like 10 or 12 hours a day, every single day, and I was only hitting like 5K a month or something. All of a sudden I started taking Sundays off and resting a bit more, going on more walks, like getting out in nature, and then I hit my first 10K a month. It's counterintuitive to what you think, but sometimes doing less is actually more. Because if you just work, if you're sitting in front of your computer 12 hours a day, people can say that, but most people don't actually work for 12 hours a day. Maybe they work for 8 hours a day and they're just being unproductive the other 4 hours, like just doing random stuff, right? So if you can really block off your time, get in a flow state for 8 hours and just do the tasks you need, booking appointments, closing deals, and delivering results, that's all you need. If you have one takeaway from this video, just go lock yourself in a room with one light. Otherwise, everything else is dark. Put some like some low frequency music on in the background, and then just lock in and go do that. It's that simple. But anyways, that's all I really wanted to go over. It's all I had really to recap. Number one is when something works, do more of it. I don't even know if I mentioned that. Oh, that was the other note I had was see, I'm not gonna edit any of this, but that's the other thing. I don't think I talked about this, but when you find something that works, and I had to talk with a mentor to realize this because even for me, I was like, oh, should I run paid ads? Should I do this? Should I do this? I have an outreach system that's printing me 4 or 5, 6 appointments every day. I have like an 11 or 9, like an 11 or 12 times ROI on it. And I'm thinking, okay, I see other people doing paid ads. And I was like, hey, I think I should maybe be doing paid ads. Like, what do you think about that? And he was like, bro, you're getting an 11 times ROI from it. Just do 5 times the volume. And it's like, oh, it's that simple. But it's like stupid stuff like that, where even the stage that I'm at now, I need someone else to tell me that. And it's stuff that I obviously know, but it's like so simple, but it's just the mindset shift on stop overcomplicating it, right? Everyone always tries to overcomplicate it. Just find what's working and do more of it. And as long as you're within those 3 pillars, that's all it takes. So when something works, do more, delegate your low leverage tasks. People underestimate what it takes. So again, you need to do more than you think is reasonable. Make it unreasonable for you to fail. Right. So if you need to make 100 cold calls to book 2 appointments, that's your goal every day, which you should be booking way more. But that's your goal. Do 200 cold calls a day. So make it unreasonable that you're not going to book 2 appointments a day. And then as well, mentors, invest in yourself, invest in your mindset, in your future. That's going to be the best investment you're ever going to make. I've gotten over like 100 times ROI on my investment already. And it's just going to stay with me forever, right? It's all intellectual knowledge. And then people who work with me, who want to work one-on-one with me, get access to all that knowledge that I've already paid for and that I've already learned the hard way, right? So that's what it comes down to. Just cheat code, fast track your path. But anyways, that's all I wanted to go over. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram. It's in the description below. Otherwise, feel free to check out the video on the screen and hope you guys enjoyed.